Hi guys, I figured since the year is coming to a close, I'd actually do a tutorial or a drawing of a winter landscape. I thought that would be a cool idea. Um, Make it snowy, put some trees and mountains in the background and whatnot. And I guess you guys will see how I actually do it from scratch. I kind of have an idea of where I want to go with it, but I still left a little bit to play with so I can, you know, the drawing can be a discovery for me as well as for you. So let's see. Now, a lot of you I noticed have asked me if I use references in my drawings. Many times I do, but the thing is that with my style of drawing, I almost always never, unless I'm going for likeness, I never end up with what I look at because I generally compose three or four or even five references sometimes. Like I may, if in my mind, I may use reality as a basis and then, in other words, to tie things together, and then I just knit things according to how my imagination, wants to be satisfied. So I may just really pull something from here, make up something here, take something out, and stuff like that. And that's a natural way for the creative process to work, okay? And it's a nice way to practice developing your library of mental images as well, okay? Learning how to take things from here, and knit things together and create your own, in a sense. And sometimes it may be close to the reference, but and just be a slight variation, so it's good to exercise that every now and again, but of course when you're practicing, when you're just learning, I advise you stay as close to reference as possible because you haven't fully developed your library of or your memory as is. All right. It's important. There's a tutorial I'm going to do also on in the anatomy series on practicing memory drawings, okay? And this is one of the main methods that I use to develop my memory of learning how to draw from memory, all right? And it's to practice memory drawing. All right, so I'm gonna sketch things out where I want it to be. I'm not sure if I should have used blue, but I figured I'd use it since it, the cold landscape, mountains, and so on. All right, I'm not sure if I want the this is kind of like the horizon, and that's one of the things I generally start out with when I'm doing a landscape. Get a sense of where the landscape is, because for some reason it really helps to create a sense of balance. It really provides a good foundation or framework to build everything else on. And then, like I'm going to show you in my urban sketching or outdoor sketching or city sketching series, I'm going to show you how I also start with basic shape. See how these little cone shapes I'm using here? These are actually going to be trees, but I'm just sketching them in just to get a feel of where things should be and so on. All right, and I think that pretty much nails it. Now it's just time for us to go in and start carving things out. So. there you have it. It was a really fun drawing, actually. I was trying not to touch in on the snowy areas too much, because I wanted that to kind of like frame the little house, or frame our attention, or kind of direct our eyes to the house. And I also didn't over render. If you notice, I only used one layer of hatch marks for the mountains, because this little area that's really deep in value, I wanted it to contrast with the snow and also with the mountains, and I didn't want the mountains to get too much attention, because there's a lot of details in here and here, so I didn't want to crowd it too much and then the drawing will seem a little claustrophobic. So I wanted around it in the center, this little area to dominate. See this little line, and then the house breaks it. See, so the house is definitely something you're going to look at, and also the trees kind of like frame the drawing, and the mountains kind of open it up, and the snow open it up down here. So, and here leads it in. So it's, you know, those little cues are things that sometimes may not be in your initial intention, but as you work the drawing out, you fine tune what you think will work and what you think will create a pleasing design for the work. You know, it's good to think about stuff like that, because as I said, in nature, you just have all this information, and then we have to use our creative faculties to kind of organize and filter what we think is relevant and what is not. Someone may do this and actually may focus on something else, you know, so or may do a similar scene and focus on something else, or make your eyes go in a different direction. All right, so those are things that's useful to play with. You know, it really exercises your creative muscles and lets you start paying more attention to little things and how different things affects a drawing that you do. And this applies to whether you're doing a portrait or whatever it is. All right, so you know, it was a lot of fun to do this drawing, so hopefully you guys got some little tips from this that you can apply to your own drawing.